One of Us is a dialogue podcast profiling people in and around the Diocese of Wilmington. It also appears in writing in the print edition and online at thedialogue.org. The featured subject could be someone who works behind the scenes at your church or school, volunteers at the parish, or is a regular churchgoer or a longtime parish member. Do you want to suggest a person to be profiled? My name is Mike Lang, and I'm a staff writer here at the Dialogue. Drop an email to me at mlang@thedialogue.org or call 302-295-0637 if you have a suggestion for an interview subject. Vesna Vuckovic is a parishioner at St. Joe's in Middletown and a junior here at Padua Academy. And the people here at Padua thought, Vesna, you'd be a great candidate for one of us, so thanks for joining us this afternoon. And first, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been a parishioner down there at St. Joe's?
We moved to Delaware when I was in 5th grade, so about 6 years ago. So I would say about 6 years.
Where were you before that?
I was in New York.
New York, in New York City or?
Long Island.
On Long Island, okay. What brought you down to Delaware?
I don't know, I was really busy, and my parents wanted a change of pace and somewhere we could, grow up and have a little more land.
So, you grew up Catholic?
Yes.
Where on Long Island were you?
I was in Nassau County.
I have a lot of friends up there, so that's why I was asking. So you were, Bishop Barris was your bishop up there, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, and he's from the Diocese of Wilmington. How about that? And now you have the Bishop of Wilmington who's from Long Island.
Yes, I do know that.
Unbelievable how this works. So just tell us a little bit about your family.
I live with my mom and my dad, and I have 2 younger sisters and a dog.
What's the dog's name?
Her name's Gracie.
What kind of dog is it?
She's a Cavapoo, which is a King Charles Cavalier and a Poodle mix.
I should ask you about your sister's names, too, instead of just the dog.
Oh, good. The dog's my mom's favorite child, so we don't matter anyway.
Well, what are your sister's names?
I have one who's a current freshman at Padua, and her name's Danica. And then I have a sister who's in 4th grade, and her name's Milana.
So what's your ethnicity?
My dad's Croatian.
Croatian, okay. And I see you guys have all the names to match. That's kind of cool. So just tell us the most important part of your spirituality.
I would say the most important part of my spirituality is being able to connect with other people who are Catholic, whether it's through my school or my church, because I know, some of my friends are in Catholic, they're Christian, so we have some different beliefs, but then I have other friends who are Catholic, and I love being able to share my faith and talk about God and the Bible and a lot of different of Jesus' teachings with them.
So, when you were in grade school, where did you go to school?
I went to a public school in Middletown. So
you have a lot of different faith backgrounds, I'm sure,
yes.
at your school in Middletown. Did you find that kind of, I don't know that middle school kids talk about their faith very much, but that's something that never came up?
No, I've always been in CCD classes and all that, so we talked more religion there. But my friends were mostly Christian or even Muslim or a lot of different backgrounds, and so we didn't really talk about religion too much.
So what is it that keeps you going in your connection with the church?
I would say my family and my community. I'm very involved in my parish, and so I'm always doing different things with my priests, with other members, and my family always helps out. This weekend we're having an Oktoberfest, and so I'm going to be helping out there. And so I would just say having a whole bunch of people supporting me, and if I ever have questions or I'm ever not unsure of my faith, I always know I have people to count on.
What kinds of, you mentioned Oktoberfest, what other kinds of things you're involved with at St. Joseph's?
I'm a lector and a Eucharistic minister there, as well as I'm very involved in the St. Joseph's Parish Carnival, which we hold every June.
So how did somebody, teenager get so involved that early?
So my mom is very good friends with our priests, and so for school, because I'm also a Eucharistic minister and lector at Padua, my priest needed to write me a recommendation letter, and he said, if you're doing it at Padua, you have to do it at our church, and he also wants to get younger people involved, so kind of just an example.
How did you end up at Padua?
So I went to a public school in Middletown, but we had some good friends, and his son graduated from Sally's and his daughter graduated from Padua. And so I thought, this could be interesting, let me check it out. And so I think it was 2 weeks before the test, or like we had to start registering, I shadowed here, I fell in love with it, and I knew this is where I wanted to be, and I said it's either here or nowhere. And I got in, and here I am.
That's quite a choice, here or nowhere. It's a little bit of a ride for you every day, huh? I guess it's worth it.
Yes, very worth it. I love it.
What's your favorite parts about Padua?
I'd say like the sisterhood and community. I mean, the grades are a lot smaller from the public school I came from, so I know everybody's names, and everybody's super nice, and they're always there for you. I know some days are harder than others, and so if I'm having a rough day, somebody that I don't really know as well, they're always nice to me and just smiles, and I don't know, just like the atmosphere, like once you step inside Padua, you're like, this feels like home.
What kinds of things are you involved with here besides your classes?
So I rowed for a while, and then I managed the volleyball team, and I'm very involved with the campus ministry here, and I hope to do golf in the spring, and then I'm also part of stage crew for Padua. This will be my first year.
They keep you pretty busy.
Yes.
What kind of classes? What are your favorite classes?
I love AP Research, and then I do love sciences. I took anatomy last year, and I really loved anatomy.
Great. So turning back to the church, if there's anything you could change about being a Catholic, what would it be?
I don't know. I feel like understanding some things are always hard. Kind of just, I know there's like this greater being out there, but understanding how it came about is kind of difficult. So I feel like if I could have some answers, that would make more sense. But honestly, I wouldn't change anything.
Now you mentioned that your friends all come from different backgrounds, and there's a lot of non-Catholics at Padua. I don't know if any of them have ever asked you why they should be a Catholic, or if they did ask you that, what would you tell them?
Nobody's ever asked me that, but I would say is a huge community like kind of backing you up, and I don't know. I just feel like everybody's different, because I know my friends who are Christian, they couldn't imagine being Catholic because we're more strict. But I personally like rules, and I like how it's kind of all the same each time but different. I don't really know how to explain it, but I feel like it's just a big community, and we're kind of, I don't know, smaller, if that makes sense. Like, because Christians, we're very broad, like all Catholics are Christians, so.
It sounds you talked a lot about your work at St. Joe's and the things you do here for campus ministries. What does your faith mean to you?
I would say just knowing something else is out there and having someone, whether I'm mad at my friends or family or just something small like that, somebody's always there kind of supporting me and rooting for me. So I feel like just knowing that I always have someone who loves me and is kind of in my corner.
Well, Vesna, thanks for joining One of Us, a profile on people who support the church in the Diocese of Wilmington. And don't forget to follow us online at thedialogue.org for your latest in Catholic news and features. And good luck in the future. I'm sure you're going to succeed at whatever you do.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.